And right here, what we have here is, oh, you see a nice little painting, don't you? No, going back to the 70s, this was childhood trauma.
Get away from me!
My parents decided it was a good idea to have a Spanish conquistador motif. Motif, how do you say the correct word?
Motif!
Motif, the Spanish cruises motif for the living room. Now, where the living room was located is like when we went to bed at night, we had to go up the stairs, pass the conquistador motif, and get to the bed, so which was absolutely horrifying. We had this gentleman over here who's, now he looks like a lot cooler. He looks like Daddy Cool Conquistador. But back in the 70s when you were a little tot, you're like 5 years old, that's terrifying. And right next to him was the statue. Yes, we had a conquistador statue. Not the one that had nightmares, that it would pop up, have Mr. Fantastic Arms and chase me and grab me and yell at me and then feed me to him. So, what do you think I did when I got older, Wellington? You think I would go into the attic, find it and destroy it? No, I loved it. I loved the pure horror of Daddy Cool right here, and I kept it over the years. So that brings us to the present time. What shall we do with it? Recently, I'm going into a new project. Now, I can't explain exactly what it is. It's haunt-related. We're going to call it Project 324, to be safe, because I was told by the man who runs the company that I'm working for right now not to mention the location or what it actually is. So, this is Project 324 right here, and it's going to be in a haunt, and it's going to be quite a scary painting. So, what should we do to make it even scarier, like we even have to at this point? So, what we're going to do for this video is we're going to give him glowing eyes. But this will be a little bit different than I normally do, though. These are going to be the color change eyes, which is kind of neat because when they turn blue, it seems to kind of blink out. So he's going to have glass color change eyes on him, and we're going to make him look like he looked more like in my nightmares when he was, being force-fed to him and being swallowed whole. It actually reminds me of the movie, Lost Continent, the Hammer film, yes. That further caused more nightmares. Go watch The Lost Continent from Hammer Films, and if you really want to be scared of conquistadors, and that one they feed you to man-eating seaweed. I'm not kidding. That's a great movie, by the way. So we're going to work it in. We're also going to do around the frame some framework, face work, and we're going to change this, so let the horror begin. Okay, starting for the eyes here, we have the Angelic 30 color change LEDs, which I got on the magical internet right here. Okay, and here's how we're going to make these work. We're also going to need the glass craft store beads. In this case, it's going to be a nice red one. Now for the LED. Now, considering that it's going to be on a flat painting itself, I don't want to, ideally, if I put it in straight like that, it would look really well, but it's going to cause a little trouble hitting the wall. I don't have that much space. So I can get away with putting it flat, and then I'm going to take some aluminum foil and put that over it. So here's, we already mixed up some JB Weld right here, clear weld. But in this case, I mixed it up and I'm letting it get thicker and thicker. I don't want to really mess with it too much until it reaches the right consistency, which will be kind of like, I don't know, what would you say that, like super snot or something like that. So I'll put it, let's see, I could start right here a little bit actually. I could put a little on the LED. Epoxy coat that and get that maybe a little on here.
And Baragonis, that's a glass eye?
Yes, this is the craft store glass eyes, those little cheapies you see everywhere. And I'm going to aim right for the center. Bloop. Okay, so that's centerized right there. Then I'm going to take the aluminum foil and I'm going to, well, let's see, what should I do? I think I'll put it on the aluminum foil itself. Just going to glop that on there. Thick as possible, and then when it's ready to go, when it's a little bit less of a chance for that to move when I'm applying it, I'm going to stick it on. So right now it's still not viscous enough, so we'll give that a little time right there. In the meantime, here's the effect that the eye has with the LEDs. You can see it's going to go through a slow color change right there. It goes more red, and then when it goes to blue, it seems to blink out, and that's actually a good effect right there. You might faintly be able to see it, but it has that creepy sort of blink out ability, and then it slowly comes back for Conquistador. The Conquistador for that protein. Okay, so back to the subject matter at hand. Okay, we got it's still, I guess it might, let's give it a few more minutes. Okay, as you can see, it's set up a little bit. It's still tacky, but it's not going to slip off instantaneously. So I've got to get the big globule right there, and very carefully, let's get some things out of the way here. Okay, remember, I'm going to place that right over that, and bloop. And there we go, and then I'll push it down further when it's ready. And that'll give me the desired effect that we're looking for. So that'll be the eyeball for now. Okay now, so as you can see here, I drilled for the eye now. For the back of this, you notice, it's not going straight through, so I kind of have to get it to go down, run through there, and it has to fit through. I have to get it a little more, so I originally drilled a hole, and now I'm going to take a Dremel tool right here, and I have the bit right there is the tile bit I like to use all the time for control. Going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, let's see how that fits. It's a little brush up right there. Gonna stick this through. Okay, and I can work that in a little flatter. Let's see if I can do a little bend right there without damaging it. Okay, yes, that'll do, and then it'll all be filled in with Aves epoxy sculpt. I'm also going to score it around the areas. I'm going to raise this up, so very slightly. So in a sense, it'll kind of have the effect of, if you look at it, it's kind of coming at you 3D from a 2D perspective. So it'll throw you off, but I'm going to try to make it still look like a painting. And I like to score it in little spots right here and there. Just like that, where I'm going to raise it. For the sand check, next I'm going to do, if you go to the Elmo the Eye Gets His Own Body video, it'll be similar. I'm going to put epoxy around all the areas that I'm going to add the Aves epoxy sculpt to, and this sand, so it sticks better. I'm going to do it for here and for like around the hand. And I'm also going to add some teeth in there too. And it'll pretty much be like the same as the aforementioned video. Palpatine always says, complete! And here we go, the conquistador! Look, he's looking at you, Nancy. He's coming for you, Nancy. He's staring at you. Yes, the childhood trauma picture is finally complete here now. Now, the sculpting was the same as I did our former video that we have, which was Elmo the Eye Gets His Own Body, because I didn't explain it enough in the video in which I didn't explain anything. So yes, that can very much help right there for the technique for that. But, we did run into a problem here now. Now, the eyes here, I originally had them, I put masking on them, so when I painted around them, they wouldn't get yucky and all that stuff like that. But, Wellington, you know what happened when I took off the masking?
Well, did the enamel come off?
Yeah, that's what happened. The enamel came off, and usually, like Joanne Fabrics, the eyeballs were much better than that. They're usually not. Did I say Joanne Fabrics? No, Evil Fabrics. Yes, the Evil Fabrics store. Yes, they're usually much better and they don't peel off like that. So I ended up with these eyes I had to redo. So I took some airbrush paint, red airbrush paint, and I moved it, I painted over it again, and, it still didn't have the same effect as the old one, so I scratched out the pupils, and that seemed to do it quite a bit better right there. So here you go right now, though. This is him. Right here, and this is the conquistador. This is my childhood trauma, and now he's coming for you.